Have you ever wondered why two people can walk through the same world and experience completely different realities? Today's excerpt explores one possible answer. It is taken from my book, The Art of Joyous Expansion. The intelligence of the explorer's suit. The nature of our expanded self is ease, and this means that this ease must somehow be expressed through the explorer's suit as well. For this to be possible, the body needs systems that can translate infinite intention into physical experience in a way that is not overwhelming but precise, efficient, and ideally effortless. At every moment, your body is surrounded by an almost unimaginable amount of sensory information. Light, sound, movement, internal signals, and subtle changes in the environment. Millions upon millions of bits of data are available every second. This richness is not accidental. It exists so that every finger of the ocean can select from this vast field what it wishes to experience as it follows its unique path of expansion. If you were to perceive all of this at once, experience would become chaos rather than wholeness. The extraordinary intelligence of the explorer's suit lies in its ability to filter this vast field into a coherent experience. The physical world is like a vast hotel kitchen, filled with endless ingredients, tools, assistants, suppliers, and constant movement. Multiple chefs are present, each with their own vision, each preparing a different menu, and you are one of them. As a chef, you are not meant to engage with everything happening around you. You don't need every ingredient, every tool, or every assistant moving through the kitchen. Your role is not to manage the entire operation, but to decide what you are here to create. You choose the menu, and from that choice, everything else begins to organize itself. Only the ingredients that are relevant come into focus. Only the tools that are needed seem to be within reach. The right kind of support appears where it is required, without you having to consciously coordinate it. When the system is working in harmony, the process unfolds with a sense of ease, and you find yourself immersed in experiencing what is being created, rather than struggling to control how it happens. Your brain is doing precisely this every second, selecting from an overwhelming flood of information only what is needed to construct a coherent experience that matches the menu you have given it. This leads to a profound realization. You are not perceiving objective reality. No one is. The reality you experience is a carefully constructed interpretation, shaped by the instructions your explorer's suit has received about what deserves your attention. A system that has learned a simple menu, perhaps only bread and butter, will faithfully organize the world around that expectation. Opportunities, resources, and even people who could support something richer may remain outside your perception. Not because they are absent, but because your current menu has no use for them. There is no need for caviar if you are not preparing a dish that requires it. In this way, multiple systems within the brain are working continuously to make your reality feel manageable, safe, and coherent, so that you can fully experience the results of the instructions you have already set in motion. We often refer to this as the subconscious, mainly because these processes happen outside of our conscious awareness. There is, however, nothing vague or mysterious about their function. These are precise, intelligent systems operating according to clear principles, which means they can also be understood. When people notice these patterns, they sometimes conclude that the subconscious mind is the problem, that it is limiting them, holding them back, or working against them. This interpretation misses something essential. These systems are not deciding what your menu should be. They are simply carrying out the instructions they have received. The suit is designed to change. Neuroplasticity. There comes a point when what once worked no longer feels true. What happens if the menu no longer satisfies you? If the bread and butter that once felt safe now feels repetitive, uncomfortable, or even heavy? Are you bound to this version of life simply because your brain has learned to organize reality in this way? Fortunately, no, because the Explorer suit was never designed to be fixed. It was designed to evolve. Since expansion is the nature of the ocean, the instruments through which it expresses itself must be flexible enough to follow. As these systems construct your experience, they also free you to step into the director's role, to guide your focus, recognize new desires as impulses of unfolding, and update the instructions your Explorer suit follows. Rather than managing every detail yourself, you learn to direct the menu while your biological systems organize around it. For decades, the scientific community believed that once we reached adulthood, the wiring of the brain was essentially fixed. It was assumed that the patterns you had developed by that point would define the rest of your life. We now know that this is not the case. Your brain is not a static structure. It is a dynamic, living system, continuously adapting and reorganizing itself in response to how it is used. This capacity for change is known as neuroplasticity. Every time you learn something new, encounter a novel experience, or engage with a different kind of thought, your neurons begin to form new connections or strengthen existing ones. The more often a particular thought or behavior is repeated, the more stable and efficient the corresponding neural pathway becomes. A simple way to imagine this is to picture walking through a field of tall grass. The first time you take a step in a new direction, there is resistance. The grass pushes back, and the path is unclear. Yet, if you walk the same route again and again, a visible trail begins to form. Eventually, the path becomes the natural way through the field, effortless, familiar, almost automatic. Neuroplasticity is deeply empowering because it confirms that you are not fixed in an agitated state or a limited way of perceiving the world. You can intentionally create new neural pathways. You are the one choosing which paths are strengthened and which are allowed to fade. You are not fighting your brain when you want to change. You are updating it. You are designed for the joy of expansion. You are a conscious, creative presence moving through a highly sophisticated biological suit, one that is capable of rewiring itself in response to your evolving direction and supporting you step by step as you learn to take the lead. This is where the adventure truly begins. As long as reality appears solid, fixed, and independent of you, you remain on the surface of the shore, reacting to the waves, trying to control them, resist them, or withstand them. Life feels like something you must manage through effort. The moment you begin to recognize that what you experience as reality is not simply out there, but is being constructed within your Explorer suit, something shifts fundamentally. You are no longer at the mercy of the shore. You are no longer just responding to life. You are participating in how it appears. The control panel was never outside of you. It has always been here. You do not need to reshape the shore. You need to understand the translator.